Firehouse software got you buried in tabs, logins, and paper sign-in sheets. You've got one system for training, another for reporting, something else for alerting, scheduling, inspections. You get the idea. That's why departments across the country are switching to Alpine Software's Red Alert, the tailor-made fire service software that brings everything together in one system with one bill and no more paperwork. Red Alert replaces your pile of platforms with a single, customizable solution that handles training, alerting, inspections, truck checks, percentage reports, award points, ISO prep, OSHA tracking, the list goes on and on. Everything you do your way. No two Red Alert systems are the same. Alpine builds your software around the unique needs of your department. And when it's time to switch, Alpine will convert all your old data with no setup fees at zero risk. Their entire team is based in Rochester, New York, which means no support runaround. You can pick up the phone and speak to somebody who understands the fire service and gets your issues fixed. With over 30 years of trust and an average customer tenure of 19 years, Alpine's mission is to be the last software purchase your department ever makes. It's battle-tested, firefighter approved, and nearest ready. So if you're ready to save time, reduce costs, and finally get control of your operations, visit alpinesoftware.com for a completely free consultation. That's alpinesoftware.com. Red Alert by Alpine Software. Built for the job, backed by firefighters.
The no culture. Nancy Reagan, I'm sure some of you guys probably never smoked crack, but you remember the crack epidemic. Nancy Reagan, just say no. We have a no culture in the fire service. Hell, we have a no culture in society. We just say no. Because the problem is when we say yes, we're empowering others. We're giving opportunity to others. And here's the problem. We're saying no all the time because we have people that are not confident in their own skills and abilities. If you're not comfortable being a fire officer in your own skills and abilities, you'll never, ever promote the guy in the back seat to be bigger and better than you. It is only the true leaders that believe in themselves, that have trust in their own knowledge and experience. They know the job. Will they then tell you yes? Yes, Chief, let's do that. Yeah, brother, let's do that. Let's try that. We have a no culture because everybody's terrified. Because we have incompetent leadership. We have people that don't know the craft as well as they should. We have guys riding in the front seat in Chiefs cars that don't have the answers and they should. You think they're ever going to tell you yes? Never. The no culture thrives because it controls the narrative. An incompetent leader, an incompetent company officer, an incompetent chief, an incompetent commissioner staff, administration, they'll never say yes if they don't trust themselves to be good enough to have the answers and to support it. I'll give you an example. Kid goes to training on the weekend, pays for it himself, leaves the firehouse, young kid, 25-year-old kid, goes to training, spends a weekend with a bunch of guys from all over the country, comes back home. He says, hey, Cap, I got a great idea. This past weekend at training, bless you. This past weekend at training, we were working on front bumper lines. They run a 150 with a combination nozzle up front, car fires, trash fires, garbage, rubbish, like we do here at home. They pack it totally different than we do. And it worked really well. Do you think we can? No. Yeah, but I'm telling you, I worked on it for a couple days. No. We've done it this way for a long time. We pack it our way. I know you went to training. That's cute. But we're not going to do that here. What did you do? You shut that kid down. One, the kid went out to make himself better, which in fact makes your organization better. But instead, you dismiss him. You shut him down because he knows something more than you do. You're the company boss, but you haven't gone to training or external training or watched a video or been to a conference in 20 years. And so when a kid has a new idea or something that he trained on and he wants to introduce it as maybe something we could do to make us better, that boss shuts him down because he's intimidated by the 25-year-old kid. He's never, ever going to say yes if that kid gets control and knows more than he does. The no will control the narrative every single time. And the guys that use no all the time have to control the narrative. Because when you empower him and say yes, so this kid comes home, he says, that's cute. One, he mocks them for going to more training, which is bizarre. And two, he says, no, we're not going to do that here. This is how we've always done it. You shut that kid down. You destroyed him. He probably might not even go to training next time he has an opportunity. He's certainly not going to try to bring anything back to the company. He's trying to make the company better. And that crappy captain shut him down. How about we flip the conversation and say, yes, kid goes to training, works on a front bumper line, 150 off the front, combination nozzle, brings it home, says, hey, Cap, this past weekend, I was out in Connecticut training with these guys. We were working on bumper lines. I saw this really cool, the way they pack. It's very different from us, but I think it might work well here. Tell me more. Well, it's packed this way, this. Cool. He's like, do you think we can do that? Well, I don't know if we can do it, but here's what we can do. Let's next Tuesday night go out as the engine company and train on the front bumper line. We'll stretch ours 5-6 times. Make sure our guys are proficient with it. Then we'll pack it your way. And let's put it to the test. What does that hurt? Nothing. If anything, it might be better. It might make you a better company. They pack it his way. They run their line 5-6 times. Okay, the guys have a good handle on it. We haven't stretched that in a couple months. That's great, good. We move on. Let's pack it your way. They pack it his way, then they go to pull it, and they fumble. 3, 4, 5 times, doesn't work well. The captain can turn around and say, hey, bro, gave it a shot. I just don't think it's working right for us. I think we're going to stick to the way we do it. Even if you tell him no because it didn't work better than yours, you gave him validation. You allowed him to have a say in the company. You allowed him to speak in front of his peers. And you allowed him to show that he cared about external training, and you gave him a platform to bring it back. Or the flip side, they run theirs 5 or 6 times. It's okay. This kid packs the one that he saw at the conference, and after 5 or 6 pulls, they're pulling it 30 seconds quicker. They're getting water faster, and it is better. What does that do? It just bettered your company. A yes culture is super contagious. Now, that being said, have some patience. One, you want to change your front bumper load in this story? That 25-year-old kid has to understand, doesn't happen overnight. Captain says, listen, this works really well. We're going to pack it back the way we've always done it. I'm going to run it up the line, and let's see what we can do. Maybe in a month or two, we might be able to switch over. We're going to have to train on it, get the other guys familiar with it, and if we get the green light, we'll get this done, man. Great job. And hey, do me a favor. Next time you go for training, let me know. Maybe I'll pay for it if I can. Do you know what you just did for that kid? All it took was effort. It took a boss that had confidence in his own skills and abilities to give that kid an opportunity to shine. What a freaking home run. But we have too many people concerned about their own narrative. Mission over me. They care about them, not the mission. So they're going to control the narrative by saying no. It happens everywhere. Happens in the firehouse, happens in business. I do it to my kids. I already know what they're going to ask me, and I just shut them down. I dismiss them and tell them no. Maybe I should let them speak longer, and I'm trying to do that. I do this program, and I talk about this shit, and then I go home, and I'm guilty. Right? We're all guilty of this. But I challenge you to take pause. When somebody has an idea or brings something to the table, it's typically to make your organization better. Let them have a moment. Don't just shut them down. Now, this doesn't work on the fire ground when shit's hitting the fan, right? There's a time and place again. We talked about that before, right? We're not going to try something new on the fire ground unless things go sideways and we got to come up with new ideas, okay? But understand there's a time and a place. But let's just throw yes into the conversation every once in a while.
This episode's brought to you by Ease Alert Heart Smart Alerting Solutions. Have you ever been jolted awake by a blaring station alarm only to sprint out half asleep, heart pounding? That's that legacy fire station alerting system, and it's doing much more harm than good. So meet Ease Alert, the world's first heart-smart firefighting alerting system. Designed by firefighters, proven by science, their purpose-built alerting devices deliver vibration and visual alerts, shaving seconds off of turnout times while improving health for the first responder. Ease Alert isn't just about comfort, it's about safety. Firefighters are 14 times more likely to die from heart attacks during alarm responses than during non-emergency duties. Ease Alert's Heart Smart system slashes stress, improves performance safety, and allows you to be the best firefighter you can be, on duty and at home. From bunk alerts and wristbands to dispatching consoles, display boards, and firehouse lighting, every component is purpose-built by firefighters for firefighters. No more missed tones, no more startled response, just fast, smooth, safe alerts. Fire departments across the country like Mission, Texas, and St. Augustine, Florida, report calmer crews and faster turnout times. And their chiefs even say that the system is battle-tested and firefighter approved. So are you ready to switch? Visit easealert.com and discover how silent alerting can save time, reduce stress, and improve safety for you, your crew, and your community. Visit easealert.com to learn more and tell them National Fire Radio sent you.
National Fire Radio.